Hello everybody. So I thought I would do a short video on my surgery and just talk a little bit about what it's like to have aortic surgery and the surprise that I had when I woke up and found the leg wound as well. So this is basically the top of my scar. It does come up quite high up and it is quite prominent still. I don't know whether it always will be. As you can see, it does stick out quite a lot. And it's mending really quite nicely. But it does kind of take away you can still see my collarbones. But obviously they saw through it, so it does take quite a lot of mending. But there were no sutures to come out of it, only out of where the pacing wires went. And that was actually where I got my infection. I won't show you that because that'll mean I have to undo my top and roll it up and take the dressing off because it's still dressed. But it was on the 18th of August and it's now almost the 9th of September, so it is still. But then you see, I do have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and it does affect healing because I'm also on steroids. And yes, I do look a little bit purple around the eyes. I'm not getting a great deal of sleep. So that's basically what that looks like. And I'll show you my leg. I'm wearing mostly organic cotton and keeping it nice and cool and nice and non-irritated. I did also have a neckline in my TMJ scar area. That's like the leftover bits of that. And then I had a monitoring line, an arterial gas line in my back of my left wrist. There. You can't really see it because I've got it covered up. And I also had a line in my left thigh, which is very bruised, but I won't show that because that's really gruesome. I know it looks like that shaved, but it actually isn't. It's just a bit sort of fallen out. It's always a bit like that. That looks a lot nicer, doesn't it? And I will show you my leg. I need somewhere to sit really, but hang on a minute. There you go. It's healing really nicely, as you can see. So basically they took either, I think it's a vein they take out of the leg. I don't think it's an artery, I think it's a vein. And they transplant it and put it in the heart. Or leading out or into it. And then in the heart, instead of an animal product, I actually had an artificial aorta put in instead of my piece, which they cut out because it had the bulge in it. And because of that, I have to now take blood thinners. So that's exciting because it means if ever I do something silly, like in the night fiddle with my nose, it bleeds. So now I have a collection of clothes with bits of blood on them to wash all the time. Oh dear. Well, no, it's not that bad really. But I think a lot of this sort of thing is because I bleed into the skin a bit when I rub it. So yeah, and I do bruise more easily now. I hope you like my pyjamas. My mum got me those for my birthday. I did have a really nice birthday actually. We went out for a meal and that was nice. So basically, I had my surgery, and it was a bit tricky. They couldn't access me very easily, so I had a gas induction. That smelt really funny, but I was soon under. And then when I came round, I was in intensive care, and I basically had to get drinking and eating and everything, and then do a bit of a walk. And my foot on the leg with the wound was agony, much worse than the one which had got all stiff, which has got my bad limp. And then once all that was sorted out and they took out few bits and pieces, I went back to the ward. And I went back with a catheter and with my neckline and with my pacing wires and with my chest drains. No, I didn't have chest drains. I had these were they chest drains? No, they were. Well, I'm not sure what they were. They sort of came out of here, and there was several of them. I'm not sure quite what they were, but they were huge, and they were quite a pull when they came out, put it that way. That wasn't my favourite or my best. As Charlie and Lola might have said it. No, that definitely wasn't my favourite. Pacing wires coming out, that wasn't my favourite either. The neckline coming out, that wasn't too bad. And when I had cannulas, that wasn't brilliant either. And when I had to have a line put in for my blood, they had to get the ITU team to do it with a scanner because my veins are just so deep now and so difficult to source that they have to get a special device and really specialist doctors to do it. But do you know what? The people in the hospital, the cardiothoracic hospital where I went, or the cardiac hospital where I went, they were absolutely brilliant. And everyone was really patient with me considering my needs, because I am a little bit demanding. But the other patients are very tolerant. But then, unfortunately, I did develop an infection, as I said, in my wound, and I had to go back in again. And then I was put in a side room, and that was really nice because it was so quiet and everything. Although I did miss the company of other people. So, yeah, basically it was all really good. And now I'm at home and it's quiet. And I just wanted to do this video because I know some of my friends and things have been a bit curious about what it's like. So it's easier to explain it by video. So now I'll say goodbye. Okay, cheerio.